Hello, viewer. Welcome to today's episode of Women's View. I'm your host, Anne Muremi, and it's a pleasure to have you with us, as always. Thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel, and continue to subscribe. The channel is GBS TV Kenya. Remember, we're also live on Facebook. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. And we have an SMS line because we want to really engage with you. We want to hear your comments, also hear your questions, respond, because this show is really about you and what you want and what your views are. So the number is 21144. With me in studio today, I have a very interesting lady and we have a very timely topic. And before I introduce the topic, I want to give her a chance to introduce herself. Welcome.
Thank you, Anne. My name is Rachel Githu. I love training. That's what I do for a career, teaching also. And to be more precise, I'm happy to be here this day.
Thank you, Rachel. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And we're going to learn a lot about you. We're going to be trained actually in a way because it's holidays. Schools have closed and very soon we're going to be enjoying the benefits of that. Number one, no traffic or less traffic on the road. But there are other challenges that are going to come. And the first one, of course, is the budget will go up because of food at home. So today we're talking about parenting during the holidays. And our holidays have become a bit long. They're about 2 months. So parents sometimes wonder what to do, children wonder what to do. But we have Rachel here. She's going to take us through. She says that parenting is very easy, but it can also become very difficult. So, I mean, it looks like there's hardly any middle ground. So welcome again, Rachel.
Thank you very much, Anne.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about where you grew up and how you found yourself in training before we get into the topic.
I grew up, I'm born in Nairobi.
Okay.
Growing up was not very easy. It was a bit tough because, as always, our times back then, our parents were very strict.
Yes.
And what they said is what went. And we had to follow instructions. So growing up was strictly following instructions, and it was good in a way because it shaped us. It shaped me the way I am today.
Yes.
So basically that was growing up.
Okay. And then did you always want to be a trainer and an educator, a teacher, sort of?
No. Initially I wanted to be Kenya Defence Forces.
KDF, in the army.
Yes.
Wow.
And that didn't work out.
Did you apply? Did you go for they usually have this recruitment?
Yeah, the only challenge was the eyesight, so I
Oh,
didn't
you're
proceed.
wearing glasses.
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh my God. It's like they choose the flimsiest reason. You know, even if you have like I don't know whether they check if your teeth are like have a filling. They just want to get people out, you know.
Yes.
But it's okay.
So later on, tried to do medicine, but my sciences failed me. So I decided to find myself elsewhere.
Okay.
So I began a different path of finding myself.
Excellent.
Yes.
And this is how come you've become a trainer, you've become a speaker, and even an educator. So what are the topics that you find yourself training mostly about?
Interesting. Behavior change, positive attitude,
Yes.
personal development, becoming a better person,
Those
changing
are
your environment.
Those are good topics and very challenging.
Yes, they are.
I mean, the minute you said behavior change, I was like, wow, that's a big one, and it's so necessary.
Yes.
And I think that we can even start from there and slide into the topic of today because we're talking about parenting.
Yes.
You know, during our times, you and I, holidays used to be very short. You know, there'd be just April, August, and December.
Yes.
And then sometimes you'd have tuition, maybe for 2 weeks. So you'd find yourself home for not too long, you know. And of course, there used to be the usual thing of being shipped to shags. I don't know whether that used to happen to you. But all Nairobi folk used to have that.
Well, actually, for us, our parents didn't exactly have the notion that tuition was necessary. So there was always a chunk of land which needed to be tilled during the holidays.
Yes.
So we already knew when you're closing school, the
Yes.
following day you're migrating to the village.
You know.
Because there's some tilling to do to earn school fees.
Yes.
So we already knew you're tilling the land to earn yourself school fees
Yes.
for the next term. So I, being a firstborn,
Oh,
you
yeah.
till the land knowing you're paying school fees for everybody else.
And yourself and the others.
Myself
following.
and the others.
So that even if the land will not even be divided equally, it's just this chunk of land, make sure you finish,
Yes,
all of you.
yes. It will generate school fees for 4.
Yeah.
And then apparently when it's time for paying school fees, they would start with the youngest and finish with the eldest. So the one who's been doing all the work always
Yes.
gets the least amount of school fees,
Of payment.
which means you go to school and still come back home
Of
because
course,
you didn't
because
go
of lack
home.
of fees.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? Parenting has not been one of the easiest things, irrespective of the time.
Yes.
Then, today, we're looking at society, we're looking at our young people, our children, we're looking at our young adults, we're looking at our teens, and definitely we can see there's something wrong.
Yes.
And one thing that I've come to realize is that when people see a child or a teen or a young adult who is not conforming,
Yes.
they are a little bit curious, but immediately I think they're curious about that child for like 2-3 minutes.
Yes.
And then immediately they're like, who is their parent?
Yes.
And it's like the entire blame goes to the parent.
Yes.
And I think, what is your view on that?
What happens? Let me just go back. I like going back to the why or
Yes,
the
why.
how. So let me use my story
Yes.
because it's more practical.
Okay.
So I'm coming from school.
Yes.
One, to avoid when you don't go to boarding school, our times, if you
Yes.
didn't go to boarding school, it meant you had early morning chores.
Yes.
So there's skuma wiki to be watered, there's chicken to be fed,
Yes.
there's all these assignments, washing the dishes and making sure everybody else is tidy.
Yes.
Then in the evening there'll be chores.
Yes.
So you hardly get time to study.
Exactly.
So you'd opt to run away to go to boarding school.
Yeah.
Now when you go to boarding school, it gives you such a distance from the work.
Yes.
It also gives you a distance from your parents.
It does.
So you only meet during holidays, of which you're meeting one day, because the following day you're going to the farm,
Yes.
which is some distance.
Yes.
Then you will come back a day before you go back to school. So we never interacted with our parents.
No contact.
We never knew who our parents were. Then now we have grown up, we finish school, you quickly move, say from primary, you run to high school.
Yes.
High school shapes you in a different way because you find more radical people.
Yes.
The studies are harder. Remember the primary school challenges, you never got to discuss them with anybody.
Yes.
Now you go to high school, you don't have an opportunity to discuss the past. So it's still bottled up inside. So emotionally, the school life is destroying me.
Yes.
Then there's a perception of, I'm paying so much, I'm doing so much, I'm sacrificing so much for you to go to school. So I'm
Yes.
already indebted to my parent.
Yes.
But they are not getting, I'm under pressure of my own self.
Yes.
I have so much inside, which I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
So run to high school, go through the same process, then not get the target grades.
Yeah.
So there's
GCSE.
always going to be
That
that,
disappointment.
disappointment. I've wasted my money, I wasted my time, I should have bought a piece of, and you know our parents then,
I know.
they would say anything. I should have bought a piece of land.
It should have
or
been
I
more
sh-
profitable.
It would have been more profitable, or I would have bought myself a better car. That was the language. So we finish school, we still don't know our parents, and they don't know us.
Yes.
But our years are increasing. So after college, most of us were under pressure. Most of us, okay, in our times, after 18, you are grown up.
Yes.
So you are leaving home,
Yes.
whether you've been to college or not.
Yes.
Most of our parents were like, 18, when mtu mzima, go out,
Yes.
find yourself. So you're leaving, going to find yourself. You still don't know your parents. You also don't know yourself.
Yes.
In the process of time, you become a parent.
I know. You find yourself.
You find yourself.
You're the parent now.
You're a
shortly.
parent now.
Whether it
shortly.
was planned or not, you know. You just
Actually,
find
most
yourself-
of the times it was not planned.
Yes.
It was just a roller coaster of events because now you're through with school. The next thing is our parents back then had this habit. So you finish school, get yourself a job, then get married.
Yes.
So it's ringing in your mind. And then they would remind us, remember, what I have is not yours.
Yes.
You have to go and look for your own.
Yes.
Now you grow up knowing that. So basically, we have that challenge. So today, we want to see the parent of these children who are behaving in a particular way.
Yes.
We are not understanding that these parents also have a lot of bottled up issues which they never spoke to anyone.
Yes.
Now, the teachers will tell our children, go ask your mother or your father how your grandparents are. They have no idea who their parents were. Then now we send our children to our parents who are their grandparents. So what our grandparents tell them and what we tell them and what they see, none of it is making sense.
Yeah, it's not like the same.
It's
You know,
never
it's
the
so
same.
different.
It's so totally different.
So the child is wondering, okay,
Where
which is
am I
the
in
correct
all
information?
this? Yes. So by then, when we leave home, our parents realize there's something we didn't do right.
Yes.
So
Actually,
they
do.
polish up. So when we are sending our children to them,
Yes.
they are presenting the best of themselves based on the mistakes they learned. But they will
Yes.
not tell their grandchildren, after your parents left home, we revisited ourselves and we learned from our mistakes.
Yes.
That one is shelved.
It is.
So they present their very best.
Yes.
Then now you as your parent, as the parent, you end up being your worst. But then this child is torn in between. I don't know if it's making sense.
It's making a lot of sense. And already I'm beginning to see that it's a vicious cycle, that what you see, then when you ask why, there's a reason why, there's a reason why, there's a reason why. And I'm like, at what point does the buck stop? Because if you always ask the reason why, and it is important too, you will find reasons which are valid,
Yes.
to be honest. The reasons are not invalid.
No.
They're valid.
Yes.
But what we're saying is, it's holiday time,
Yes.
it's 2 months,
Yes.
my children are here, and irrespective of the whys of why I am the way I am,
Yes.
the issues with my parents, I do need to. And you know what? Every parent wants to give their best.
Yes.
Irrespective of whatever happened, they
Yes.
want to give their best. They may not have the capacity,
True.
but the desire is that. So, you know, how do you take it from there? If you understand the why, I think you're even better pleased, because a lot of people don't even get there to looking at the why,
Yes.
you know, to
Yes.
answering those difficult questions. A lot of people don't even get there. They just wonder, why am I frustrated? Why isn't this working? You know? Yeah.
Number one, we were never taught how to speak. So our parents used to say, give instructions, give orders, and we say, yes.
You follow.
So how are we parenting? The same way we were parented. We don't know how to talk.
Yes.
Then now we are raising a generation who asks questions.
Oh, yes.
And we don't know how to answer.
Yeah.
Because we never grew up asking questions and being answered.
In fact, a lot of times, just to agree with you, I
Yes.
hear a lot of people say, hey, mimi kama ningeuliza mamangu such a question,
Yes.
the answer would have been a slap or a
Yes.
slipper or a kiboko.
Yes.
But our children are they're very free.
Yes.
They're very curious, and they're very empowered to ask, which is a good thing, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
No, the challenge is with us because we didn't grow up asking. We only used to, like, close school, present your report form, you're given their views, you say sorry for the grades you didn't achieve. You get your beating. Most of us used to get a beating if you don't meet the expectation.
Yes.
Then now you're told from tomorrow you're going to the farm. Yes. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, Dad. Yes, Mom. From here, no, you will not go to this farm this side. You're going to go and help your parents with the coffee farm. Yes. You're not going there. You're going to my sister because she has all this work. Yes. We never had that back
and forth.
Back and
it was a
forth.
very it was a monologue.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, yes, yes. So we don't know how to talk. And we also don't know how to answer questions.
Yeah.
And our children are asking questions. So it becomes very tough for us as parents. How do I answer these questions? In fact, most of the parents tell me they feel disrespected.
That's very, very, very true, because I have had that comment from parents a lot.
Yes.
And what that question does is it bottles up the children.
Yes.
Because if I ask you, if you tell me to do something and I want to understand, and I ask why, I'm not asking to disrespect you, I'm asking to understand.
Yes.
But you take it as disrespect, so you say, and Anne, you really like to disrespect me, or you know, Rachel, you're such a rude child.
Yes.
And because the aim of the child was not to be rude or to be disrespectful, then the child is like, oh, okay.
So asking a question
Is
rude
rude.
or disrespectful, then I'll not ask.
Exactly. So you're bottling the child up, you know.
So in a
You're
way,
numbing.
they're living my life.
Again,
I am
you know, that's the vicious
history.
cycle, you know,
The
repeating.
vicious cycle has started replaying.
Yes.
So how I got to get out of it, I purposed.
Okay.
I told myself, I don't want to do what I've seen my parents do and other people of my age group,
Yes.
the things we went through. So I purposed to take the journey.
Yeah.
and do it differently.
Okay.
And it has helped me a lot.
And tell us a little bit about that, because you are a mom.
Yes.
And how many children do you have? What are their ages?
I have 3 children. I have a 22-year-old and I have twins who are 13.
Wow,
boy
you've
and a
got,
girl.
your children are big, actually. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I started off a bit early.
Congratulations. That's nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy for you, because somehow in the journey of your life, you were able to see something, see a pattern,
Yes.
and you decided to break it.
Yes.
So I imagine that there was a period that led to that
Yes.
maybe was not so good, or that was, how was it?
After high school, I remember after I cleared high school, okay, for me, I was always a questioner,
Okay.
because the way my mind is wired, I draw pictures.
Okay.
So for drawing pictures, you have to have a few dots so to
Yes.
get the picture. So I would tend to ask, I'm told, go and do this. I would ask why.
Yes.
And it would always give me a beating. I was the most beaten in our family until I got used to the beating.
And of course, another thing is you're the firstborn.
Then I'm the
So you're the
firstborn.
first experiment, so
Yes.
to speak.
And I'm the role model.
Yeah, the
I'm supposed to
pressure.
set a good example, and I don't know how to set this example. So I would ask. So after high school, got so rough. We became so indifferent.
Yeah.
Not because of the consistent beating, I became very rebellious.
Yes.
And I became very stubborn.
Okay.
And then I was told I am an insult to the family image, because now my parents were clergy.
Ah, oh,
So
wow.
you're bringing, that aspect of black sheep of the family.
I know.
So immediately after high school, I was sent out of home. Now I'm homeless. None of my relatives can take me
You were
in.
sent out of home to go
Yes.
where?
Nobody cares. I have
Okay.
to change or just go.
Okay.
So I went to our pastor who took me in.
Thank God you had someone.
Yes,
Right?
and then he accommodated me with some other ladies we used to sing with. But then that is when I purposed
Yeah.
to find this journey. Because the thing is, why did I end up being thrown out of home? Initially, it was very painful. It
I
took
can
me like
imagine.
about 10 years of so much pain, of not understanding why this has happened.
Yes.
But then I told myself, maybe the answers will come as I live on.
Yes.
But I choose to be different.
Okay.
I told myself, I will purpose to answer questions.
Yes.
I preached to myself that message.
Yeah.
I will purpose to be answering questions.
Yes.
Not like an expert, like a student.
Okay.
In the process, I will learn. The other person will also learn.
Yes.
And what we don't know, we can research on it.
Yeah.
That's how it all began.
And it sounds so simple when you describe it. It doesn't even sound like rocket science. I purposed to answer questions. I mean, honestly, when we're in school, isn't that what we do every time we have exams? We answer questions.
Yes.
And when you're answering questions, some you get right,
Yes.
some you don't.
Yes.
And when you don't get right, you just need to correct and do a little bit of research. It's such a simple process.
Yes.
So you decided to take that and bring it home
Yes.
to your family.
Two, I also purpose to tell myself I'm not perfect.
Okay.
I have made so many mistakes because even being homeless is
I know.
not
You can see the
easy.
mistakes. You don't even have
All
to...
the mistakes are visible, and the society is reminding you how an outcast you are
Yes.
because you've fallen off with your parents, so you don't belong to this society.
Yes.
So I told myself, okay, I've made so many mistakes in this life, so why pretend I'm this perfect person?
Yeah.
Let me just be this imperfect person.
Okay.
Then let's walk this journey. Then for when I started getting children, even before I got my firstborn, I would tell myself, I'll never pretend to my children.
Yeah.
If I was in class 5, when they're in class 5, I'll remind myself, what was I doing in class 5?
Yeah.
Because in a way, the distinction is not too much. But then when I think like a class 5 student, I will see myself in class 5. And I'll understand what you used to do in class 5.
Yes.
So there are certain things they will do, I will not take the rod.
Yes.
I'll be like, oh yeah, we used to do that in class
I
5.
remember. Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Many people still do that.
Yeah. Yes. So it makes it very easy. Then now it makes the journey with our parents, with our children, also easier.
Yes.
When they're in class 3 and at times they come home and amejikojolea, you remember we used to do that.
Yeah.
So you
Or
reflect.
lost their sweater.
Oh yes.
Oh my, and their ties and their
their
uniform.
ties
Men,
and
we
their
used to lose those things
every
so
day.
much.
Or the bag is full of water because maybe they were playing and it fell into some
Yes.
pot of water or sap. So I'd think, okay, why was this happening? I would remember in class 2, 3, we used to play a lot.
Yeah.
We never used to keep our things safely. We were a bit careless.
Yes.
So when a class 3 child, or
careless.
these days is a CDC. So grade 3 comes, they don't have a pencil and they don't remember where the pencil was.
Yeah.
I'll remember, we used to do...
That sounds familiar.
We used to do certain things. So it'd be like, okay, please, before you go to play, when the teacher leaves the class, put all your things in your bag before you go and play. So they'll be like, oh, so when the teacher gets out of class, I put all my things in my bag so that I don't lose them. Okay, ma'am, or okay, dad.
Very
they have gotten
to
it.
Learn a new way, you know.
Yes. But it's because I've reflected back to what you used to do. So if they come with their clothes soiled, because they come from head to toe. They do come
like that.
And there's no sweater. I will not be the first one to be like, what's wrong with you?
You're so dirty.
You're so dirty.
You know, that shouting and, you know.
They're not even noticing they're dirty.
They're
so
excited because they played football, it was raining, they're running in the rain.
Yes,
you know?
that. So for me, I purposed, let me work with every child at the stage they are.
Okay.
So even when I do like talks for students, I'll find out what ages are you. So I'll fall back to what we used to do in those ages.
Yes.
I'll be able to talk their language and I'll understand what they're going through.
Yes. Yes. And that makes a huge, huge difference, because sometimes the reason we respond the way that we do to our children is because we're not at their level, and we have not just taken that simple journey of remembering how it was for us.
Yes.
Because when you remember how you were in school, and you're okay with that, because you see, the downside of it is, let's talk about grades, for example.
Yes.
Maybe you were that child who was number 1 or whatever, but probably, what if you were number last?
Yes.
And then you start seeing your child, it's not even number last, maybe they're just in the middle. And you get so upset, because I think all your life you wanted to be to have better grades, but you didn't.
Yes.
So you see, you can't expose that part of yourself to the child.
For me, I would,
you know,
comfortably.
That's how the parents feel.
Yes, that's how parents feel.
Yeah. They've not accepted who they are.
But then now the challenge comes here when we expect too much, and then at some point the child will ask you, what were you getting in school? So haven't I been caught?
You have been caught.
And I've been posing this perfect good grades.
Yes.
But now I've been asked, what was I getting? So be like, stop asking me stupid questions.
Keep quiet. Go
Keep
upstairs
quiet.
and, you know.
Obey your parents. Respect your parents. I don't know what. And some scriptures, children, obey your parents.
You know, don't you know what Ephesians says? Something says.
But the truth of the matter is, I have been caught.
You've been caught, and you're not comfortable. Despite the fact that, irrespective of that, life has happened, you're where you are, and then you can actually be able to see that there's no direct link even.
No.
You know, it's just a season,
yes,
and a different season, and a different season, and a different season you behave differently and have different results, you know?
Yes, yes.
All right, yeah.
So that's how we end up getting where we are at.
Yeah.
So I tell parents, at times, I know it's hard to be truthful.
Yes.
It's hard to speak yourself out. But then at some point, it helps.
Yeah,
you're bonding with your children.
Yeah.
Because they'll not treat you like a stranger.
Yes.
Then they'll not, and then our children read us a lot. They know us so much.
Yes.
They read our body language.
Yes.
I tell parents, children don't listen to what we say. They look at what we do.
Yes.
So don't tell them, for instance, don't tell them to finish food on the plate and I'm eating half. Myself.
Yeah.
Don't yell at my house manager. Don't yell at the house manager and I yell at her and call her names.
Exactly. How come you're doing it?
Yes, and you're telling me not to do it.
Exactly.
So parents learn from children learn from our actions as parents. They don't listen to what we say. They look. So how do you integrate that?
Yeah.
It's just like now you're looking at the holiday.
Yeah.
They're already coming home and they already have discussed with their peers in school, if they're in school, I am going home to my parents who are like this.
Yeah.
So they have discussed everything. They know us more than we know ourselves.
Yeah.
It's high time we parents tell each other the truth. Our children know us more than us.
They know us. They know us. They can see through. They can see through what shall I say? The screen that you're trying to put up.
Yes.
You know, because earlier on you talked about the importance of being real.
Yes.
And the thing with being real is that you've got to be vulnerable, yeah?
Yes.
And basically what you're saying is whether you're real or not, then they know. They know how you are. You know?
That's the thin line.
Yeah.
So I would rather take the risk and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
At times they'll ask questions, at times they'll feel I made a mistake. And they'll be harsh.
Yeah.
But as they grow, it will continue making sense to them.
Yes.
For instance, I was raped when I was 9 years old.
Oh,
So when my
how
daughter got to
unfortunate.
9 years old, I sat her down, the twins, I sat them down. I told them, you know what? I was raped when I was 9 years old.
You told them that?
Yes.
Was it? And
It
they
was
were
very
able to-
hard.
I mean, and they could understand and they could relate.
They cried.
Yeah.
But for me, I told them, I am not saying this so to feel pity for me
Okay.
or to discourage you, but I'm telling you, you will not go through what I went through.
Yes.
Because what triggered or what led me to get raped at 9 years old, I'll try my best
To avoid
as a
that.
parent, God helping me, that environment not to recur.
Yes.
So I'm not scaring her off. I'm only telling her these things
Yes.
happen. So today she's a better person
Yeah.
because she asked, afterwards they would ask the question, so what do I need to do?
Yes.
How do I protect myself? So that's when you go back, not the things they've been taught in school,
Yes.
the areas of they shouldn't allow anybody to, the gray areas, they shouldn't be
Exactly.
touched.
Yes.
So it's like, be keen on these ones. Be keen on anybody who is buying you gifts and it's not from your parents.
Yes.
Take care of from your brother. So you give the parameters.
And you've given an example
Yes.
with a real life situation that is not abstract, but that is personal.
Yes.
So already I can imagine that when you're sharing that with your children, you really bonded.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. And you know,
They were
that's what-
like all hugs and kisses and
Yeah, they're like, oh, mom.
all the
come
tears were
here."
all over
You know,
me.
I can imagine because, and isn't that what every parent wants
Yes.
with their child? Isn't that what every child wants with their parents, you know?
True.
But the thing is, the way to get there is to be real, to be honest, to be vulnerable.
Yes.
And you know, you reap what you sow. So you cannot expect to reap connection
yes.
if you're not harvesting the realness, the vulnerability, you know. It's a very easy thing, a 1+1 kind of thing, yeah?
But it's not as easy.
It's not.
It's very uphill. Being
very-
vulnerable, especially to our children, is not easy.
Yeah.
But then it is going to help a lot of things.
Yes.
Because you're going to be able, now they'll be able to be free with you. Now, my daughter can come and tell me, there's a man who keeps following me up.
Yeah.
So we'll put, oh, okay, fine. Let's put some measures. So then if
Yes.
you're going to school, don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, or get somebody to accompany her, or change the route, or, you know, she's already open. She can be honest.
She can.
Because
Yeah, because you have been.
I have been open.
Yes.
So I'll be able to, in a way, protect her from what may be coming.
Yeah.
Because I've been open and honest.
Yeah.
And I've told her, I'm not perfect,
Yes.
but I will try. God helping me as a parent
Yes.
to do my best.
And to be honest, you know, it's interesting that you talk about that because during the holidays sometimes, that's when these things happen.
Yes.
Because number one, there's that routine of going to school and coming back and doing homework has been disrupted. So the children are either home or they are alone for so long.
Yes.
And that's when abuse can happen.
Yes.
Whether it's sexual or non-sexual. And you know, you need to be able to have created an environment where your children can be comfortable to tell you if it's happening.
Yes.
Yeah,
And you know, abuse doesn't happen from strangers.
most times.
It happens from people in the inner circle.
Yes.
Either very trusted employees
Yes.
or very close relatives.
Yes.
It's never from strangers.
Exactly.
No, that is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse, either for the boys or for the girls, doesn't happen from strangers. So when I have this platform of openness
Yes.
and some honesty, they're also able to communicate.
Yeah.
So like now we've closed school,
Yes.
I tell parents, sit down and just listen to what your children have been through
Yeah.
in school. Especially the ones who are coming from boarding school.
Yes.
They have been through a lot, other than now the class.
Other than
A
the
lot-
academics.
Yes, a lot happens in our dorms, in the dormitories.
Yes.
That is where everything is. Life is in the dormitories. So just listen to the hauling experiences
Yeah.
that they go through.
Yes.
It begins from there.
Yes.
Because maybe there's a parent who is saying, I was not able to start off early, but I'm here.
I'm
so
here
start
already.
off with a hearing ear
Okay.
and not a hearing to answer.
Okay.
Just listening.
Listening.
Just
Giving your
listen.
child a place, a safe space.
Yes.
To open up.
And switch off your phone.
Oh, yeah. As in, give them that undivided attention. And you know what? We're not saying that you talk to them for 24 hours.
No.
You know.
Can I surprise you? Within 30 minutes,
Yes.
you'll have bonded so well and everybody has gone. 30 minutes.
I like that because it's very practical. Because sometimes when you tell parents that they need to spend more time with their children, they think, okay, should I quit my job? You know, they try and make it complicated.
Yes.
But really, 30 minutes,
Yes.
honestly, is that too much?
No, it's not too much.
It's possible.
It's quality, it's not the quantity,
Yeah,
it
it's
is the
quality,
quality.
yes.
30 minutes is enough. You'll have had everything. And don't say anything. So don't come in your high-end work clothes. Wear the home clothes,
Yeah.
what you wear at home. Come down to
Be
their
relaxed,
level.
yes.
Just relax. If they love cartoon, let them put the cartoon they love. Then now, allow them to talk. So guys, let's talk about school. How was
Yes.
school? Then listen. So when they start talking, now mute the TV.
Okay.
Put off the sound. Then just listen.
Yes.
Keep listening. Then as you listen, depending on the class they are, reflect back
Yes.
the time you were in that class, what used to happen.
Yeah.
If you are a boarder, say in class 5, what used to happen? Then listen to what your child is saying.
Yes.
You'll be able to pick some pointers. You're also helping them drain out their
Exactly.
emotions.
Yes.
You're also helping them develop psychologically.
Yes.
You're also giving them a very important tool, how to talk.
How to communicate.
How to communicate
Communication, it's
effectively.
like the basic tool for life. And you know what you're doing. Sometimes within you, you even have the resources to help your child. Maybe you might be so surprised that what they're going through is so similar to what you went through.
Yes.
And maybe you found a way of coping
Yes.
or a way of dealing or something that encouraged you. And all you need to do now is reflect and then now you give it back to your child.
Yes.
Because also you can only give sometimes what you have.
True.
Yeah.
You're also
I like-
training them to be leaders.
You are.
Because now you've given them an avenue to speak out.
Yes.
And of course in school they talk, they share notes.
Yes.
So they'll be like, no, I spoke with my dad or my mom and this is how they approached it during their
Okay.
time. But our times are a bit different because we are a bit more digital. But the principle is
The same.
is the
It does not change so
same.
much.
It doesn't
And
change.
guess what? We need to take a break because time is really moving very fast, but we shall be right back. We're learning so much. Indeed, you're a trainer and you're an educator. So we're talking about parenting during the school holidays, and we have Rachel with us here. She's giving us lots of tips on how to be able to bond with our children during these holidays. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back after the break.
Everywhere GBS. Everywhere GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Today we're talking about parenting during the school holidays, and we have a lovely guest in studio. Rachel is taking us through tips that will make these 2 months enjoyable. Yeah. And you know what I want to say is that, what message are we communicating to our children? Because nowadays, now that it's holiday time, I've already heard on radio that parents are complaining. I've read in articles, and I'm like, the children are so happy that they have a 2-month holiday because they're happy for the break. The parents on the other side seem to be not wanting the children to be home. Can the children feel this unwantedness, this disconnect, and how should you cope with the budget, which of course is going to increase, you know?
Yes, the children feel it. Even the way we receive them from school, because we start speaking early, we make our phone calls to our friends and we tell them, shule imefungwa. So prepare yourselves, noise everywhere, loud music for those who have teenagers.
Yes.
Loud music everywhere, I don't know, friends everywhere, indiscipline. So we don't bring out the aspect of, you're welcome home.
Yeah.
Another
It's
aspect.
great to have you here.
Yes. Another aspect which we like complaining about is the budget.
Yes.
Kukula, these people eat. So like, yes, they will eat.
It's a growth spurt.
It's a growth spurt. They'll eat, they'll play, they'll oversleep, they'll not do house chores.
I know. Their rooms will not
Their
be tidy.
rooms will never be
Just
tidy.
the way yours wasn't.
Thank you. Though if they're preteens, they'll have problems with showering, because when they're in school, they shower every day. So you'll keep singing the song of, did you shower? Oh, yeah, by the way, they sleep with dirty feet and all. So we used to do those. In fact, our times, let's be very practical. Our times would shower like once a week.
Oh no, really?
And wash our clothes on Sunday. Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
it was not a big deal.
Because when you're in shags, I
Because
mean,
when you're in
really,
shags.
who even cares? But then shower.
Nobody bothers that. So in town, maybe yes, we'll be a bit more keen on the showering.
Yes.
But like for the preteens, both the boys and the girls, any parent who has a preteen, showering is a tall order. Just
imagine.
prepare yourself
For that.
and they can go to the bathroom and pour water and wash the head, wash the feet, and just pour water.
And you know, at
And
that
step
point,
out.
you can't go in at the shower there. You know what I mean?
No, you wouldn't. But it's a tall order for
Yeah.
both boys and girls. So anybody parenting preteens, don't be shocked.
Yeah.
They're that.
Don't
they're-
overreact to that.
No,
It
no,
is
no,
the
no.
norm.
It's
You know,
normal.
yeah.
Okay, think about yourself. How
Yeah.
many times were you not reminded to take a bath? And how are we showering ourselves? Weren't we doing the same
Yeah,
thing?
you know.
So now, basically, let's welcome them. Now, for the budgets, eating, yes, they'll eat and
Yes.
they'll eat double what you consume, and it is normal because they are growing.
Yes.
So I tell parents, do yourself some justice.
Yeah.
Don't be too much quality. Go more for the quantity.
Here now it's the opposite. Unlike time, we said it's quality,
Yes.
but for things,
Food,
it's quantity.
Quantity,
Yes.
yeah. Then if they are complaining about the plates, it's okay, just buy the semi-sufurias. You know, I call them semi-sufurias because they have this shape.
This kadipe, you
And
know.
it's kind of.
Yes.
At times they fall back even for the plastic plates. So you find everybody's fighting for the ice cream,
Yes.
the container that had ice cream. And you're
Yes,
thinking,
it's deep.
they are plates. Why are you
Yeah.
fighting for this? It is about the
Quantity,
depth.
yeah.
It will contain more. And the bigger spoons, you know, those
Yes.
deep spoons.
Yes.
Say you want to use the forks, then they want the deeper spoon.
They
because
do.
they'll- So just calm
Carries
down.
more. Yeah.
Cut down on the budget. Don't be too much of quality.
Yeah.
Do yourself some justice. Go to the market early or send somebody to the market if you can't.
The prices are fairer
The
then.
price, yes.
You know,
and
instead
you'll
of
get much more.
yeah.
And like most of our children, they love rice. So don't go for the most expensive.
Yes.
Go for quantity. I know we love being perfect and excellent and
Yes.
standards, but kindly with our children, they don't have those.
Yeah, they don't really have a big issue whether they're eating basmati or whatever rice. Just make sure
don't
the rice
even
is
notice.
there. They don't notice. So long as it's cooked, well, salted.
In fact, they
everything.
check. Hii ni kidogo tutashiba.
Exactly.
You are thinking it is pishori. They are like, hatuwezi shiba hii ni watu wangapi?
You're thinking about the cost. Oh my God, no. Really, definitely. And you know what? Our children are with us for such a short time.
No, it's about 10 weeks to be
Yeah.
precise. 10
Very
weeks.
short. Come on.
It's
you know.
very short.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect.
Yes.
But So budgets will go up, yes. Allow them to play. It's okay to play.
Yeah.
Allow them to be. Just let them be.
One current fight between parents and children right now is use of gadgets.
Yes.
How much time should we be spending on gadgets, in your opinion? And, you know, how much is too much? Should we not have Wi-Fi during the holidays so that they can go out of the house?
I think it's all about having a round table discussion.
Okay,
That's
yes.
my view about it. Because like most of our children, these are long holiday. Most of
Yes.
them, other than those who are going to class 8 or form 4 in the old system, most
Yes.
of them don't have homework.
I know, CBC
So
is
the
discouraging that.
CBCs, there's no homework. Even
Yes.
the lower classes, they don't have any homework.
Yes.
But the ones who are doing the exams tend to be a bit more keen. I'm doing my exams the
Yeah.
following year.
Okay.
So they have all this time to themselves. So discuss. Allow yourselves to discuss.
Yeah.
Number one, what are you watching on the internet? What are you watching on the telly? On the
Yes.
telly. Now, another challenge, when we hide the gadgets, they will go and borrow from the neighbors. When we go to work,
Yeah.
they know where to source the gadgets and they'll do all the wrong things.
Yeah.
So if it's your Wi-Fi, allow the Wi-Fi and then guide, be a good guide. Just talk about it. You know, it's very easy to talk to children. You start a topic. By the way, do you know there are sites which you go to and you're going to watch things which will affect the way your brain works? So they'll ask you, how does that happen?
Yes.
Now, when at that point, I call them teachable moments.
Yes.
Teach them. They've asked a question,
Yes.
teach. But then don't tell them no.
Yes.
I tell parents, every time my father or my mother would say no, that is what I would do.
Exactly.
Because
In
I want
fact,
to see what they would do.
what you wanted to do, you can take a back seat now. That particular thing you've been told no to, that's
That is what I
you
would
want.
do. Everything else I won't do.
Yes.
What I've been told not to do, I will do it. So I want to see what my parents will do. So
What's
what is
a
their
big
worst?
deal? I mean,
what's a big deal?
yeah.
So what I see,
You
what I
know.
define here, and then I see.
Yes.
So to avoid that, just kindly guide.
Guide. Okay.
Guide,
Guide,
to the best
discuss.
of your knowledge.
Yeah.
Guide. Have dialogue. Yes. What do you love? I have another parents now we have in the PlayStations. I'm having
Yes.
parents who lock up the pads and all. I'm like, it is no use. Just let them be. In fact, show some interest. Sit with them.
Play with
Especially
them a
those
little.
parents who have boys who love the PlayStation, because most boys are attached to the
They are.
PlayStation.
Yes.
Sit there, watch what they are doing.
Yes.
They will also speak. You will also know their emotional struggles. You know what they are experiencing.
Yes.
You know what they are going through. There are some parents I was telling, when you see your child loves doing the games which are very rough, where they kill people and they are fighting and they want to remove their hearts and all, those very extreme, you will be able to tell whether they're getting bullied in society.
It could be a way of a red flag. They're letting you know something
they're
is
letting
up.
you something is not right somewhere. Now you'll have an opportunity to discuss.
Yes.
So you'd be like, that one was rough. Did he have to remove the other person's heart and the mind? Then be like, no. You see, like kuna boy, there are guys on the other side. I
This is what they
need to give them this kind of treatment. Now you'll already know. Okay, so there's an
They're
issue.
having an issue there.
Yes. So basically, even as they do their gadgets,
Yeah.
we can learn a lot.
And I'm hearing the issue of being present a
Yes,
lot,
yes.
you know.
You really got to
Because the thing that a lot sometimes tends to happen is you go to the other extreme of it being so open, no guidance, no
Yes.
dialogue, but the gadgets are there, the telly is there, the Wi-Fi is there, but there's no guidance. Is that okay, or is that also has some dangerous or some limitation?
The open is dangerous in the sense that you also need to know what they are learning.
Yeah.
So as a parent, give yourself, I know we are very busy, very, very busy.
Yes.
But purpose to sacrifice at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Get a sneak preview of the day. So what were you watching today? Or what did you do with your day?
Yes.
In the process of explaining what they have been watching or listening, and don't correct.
Yes.
Just listen.
Listen. Get to
Listen
know.
and don't say anything. Just listen. Mark it somewhere.
Okay.
Listen another day.
Yes.
Out of all that consistent listening, you'll be able to guide.
Yeah.
By the way, you said you love watching this. Shall we watch together?
Yes.
Even though you're going to watch it for 5 minutes.
Yes.
They'll be like, oh, you want to watch with me? Fine, come.
And they'll be so happy.
Use it
Yeah.
as a teachable moment.
Okay.
Tell them, this is not right, this is not, this will help you, this won't help you.
Yeah.
Then in the process, you'll be like, can you look for another alternative in
Yes.
this internet? Because the internet too has very educative
Yeah.
programs.
It's got both, there are pros and cons.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
there are
look
pros
at
and
it
cons.
that way. For the gadgets, don't put off. I know parents who are given the silent, the cold challenge,
Yeah.
where the children shut them off.
Completely.
They don't talk to you, they don't answer you, they say nothing. You call them, they come and stare at you. And how are you? Fine. How was your day? Okay. What are you doing? Nothing. Can I go?
Oh,
You know, that is so painful
It
for
is
a parent.
for a parent, yes.
Yes. But that is coming because maybe you refuse to pay Wi-Fi or... So
yeah.
just allow, but then follow up.
Yes.
Sacrifice at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
If it's not possible every day, purpose to do it on the weekend. But if you're very busy, parents, when you're too busy, let our children know. There are times we are so busy
Yes.
because our work is very demanding.
Okay.
Because our children think we are very busy running away from them.
I know they tend to join the dots, but the wrong ones.
The wrong way.
So you need to let them, at least if they're joining, let them join the right ones.
Yes.
So that they don't feel like they're responsible for
Yes.
something that they're not responsible for.
True.
Which tends to be the way kids react. They
Yes.
think everything is about them, I think.
Yes.
So you need to guide them also on, this is happening because of this. So that in case they had a thought that it was because of them, they can
Yes.
now correct it.
True.
Yeah.
So like there are parents who carry homework, like on the laptops,
Yes.
you carry your work home. Sit down with your child, even if it's for 10 or 5 minutes. Explain to them,
Yes.
my workload is so much.
Yes.
Take them through the journey of your work. They will enjoy.
Yeah.
Apparently, they will be your motivation.
Yes.
Like when I come from I had a long day of training and I'm so drained. I'll get into the house and you'll hear the children shout, Mommy's drained.
Yeah.
Put her tea. Put her warm
You've
water.
already taught
Mom,
them.
go and sleep for 2 hours, then come back. Why? They can pick.
And you know,
I have
they
not
know.
said anything.
Yeah, just looked
I've
at
only
you.
gotten into the house. So in a way, they give us back a lot of love,
They do.
a lot of
Yes,
care
yes, yes,
that we don't
yes.
get. But now, if we don't walk with them the journey of our work, we've kept them out.
We lose them.
We
And
lose
guess
them.
what? Guess what, Rachel?
Yes.
It's time for your parting shot. I mean,
Oh.
you have so much to give, and I think we need to do this after some other time. So please give us a parting shot, and then we'll be able to wrap up the show.
So, parting shot. Parenting is beautiful. Our children are the next generation. Let's purpose to walk with them. Let's purpose to be there. We are not saying we are perfect. Every child is an experiment, both for the child and for you as a parent. But if we choose to walk with them through the pros and the cons, accepting our mistakes and also accepting to be corrected, parents and parenting becomes very easy.
Wow, thank you so much, Rachel. It's been such a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you for the tips. I'm looking forward to actually implementing them like immediately. It's holiday time, and I'm going to do quite a few things that you have said, because every parent wants to be close with their child, and every child longs to be loved by the parent. So when it comes to what we want, it's the same. It's just a matter of how we get there. So thank you so much for being with us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, bye.